Psalms chapter 1, verse 2. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. Let's first take a look at the poetry of this verse. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate. Now notice that in blue we have the word law, a parallel with itself, and in red we have the words delight and meditate, which are being paralleled together. And then we have day and night, again another parallel. Let's take a look at a few of the words in this verse. The first one is the word delight, and this is Strong's number 2656, chefetz. It's from 2654. It means pleasure, hence abstractly desire. Concretely, a valuable thing. Hence, by extension, a matter, as something in mind. Notice that here the concrete understanding is something valuable. Let's take a look at the root of this word, 2654. And this is chafatz. Primitive root, properly to incline to, by implication, literally but rarely to bend, figuratively to be pleased with, desire. Here we can see from the noun and the verb that the idea behind chefetz is to bend towards something of value, something that you need. What do we need? In our culture, in our day and age, we need internet. We need 2 cars. We need a television. Get the idea? But what did the ancient Hebrews need? Food, water, shelter. These are things that one must have to survive. But we can also see that there's another need that's being identified in this verse, which is the next word, law. This is Strong's number 8451, Torah. From 3384, a precept or statute, especially the Decalogue or the Pentateuch, law. But let's take a look at the root of this word to find the concrete meaning of the word. 3384, yara, a primitive root, properly to flow as water, that is to rain. Transitively, to lay or throw, especially an arrow, that is to shoot. Figuratively, to point out, as if by aiming the finger. Here we have the concrete understanding of yara, which means to flow, to throw, or to point. So Torah is not just law, it's to point out a direction. Torah is the way pointed out, the direction you're supposed to go, a teaching. The next word is meditate. This is 1897, Haggah, a primitive root, to murmur in pleasure or anger, by implication, to ponder. What is the connection between a need and pondering? Well, it's actually pretty obvious. You ponder on that which you need. Have you ever pondered on the word ponder? Pun intended. The suffix, er, we add to a verb to show one who performs the action of that verb. For example, to bake means to cook in an oven or furnace. A baker is one who bakes. Does this mean that a ponder is one who pawns? It really doesn't make a lot of sense to us, but let's explore this for a second. In the East, pawns are very frequently used as a place of meditation. Also, a synonym of meditation is to reflect, reflecting. What does a pond do? But its water reflects that which is above it. We're taking a look here at Psalms chapter 1, verse 2, but the very next verse, verse 3, says, He, this is the one who meditates or ponders on the Torah, he will be like a tree planted by rivers of water. There's another Hebrew word that also means to meditate or ponder, and that's the word suach. A cognate or a related word to suach is sacha, and sacha means a pond. Interesting. Water is a pretty interesting element within the Bible. If you've ever noticed that most all of the miracles that occur in the Bible deal with water. The Spirit hovered over the face of the waters, Genesis 1. The flood of water, Genesis 6. The water in Egypt was turned to blood. The parting of the Red Sea. Moshe brought out water from the rock. The flowing of the Jordan stopped up when Israel was entering into the land. Elijah drowns the offering with water. Yeshua walked on water. Yeshua spit on the dirt to heal the blind. Yeshua turned water into wine. So is a ponder one who ponds? I did look this up in an etymological dictionary, and the word pond is the origin of the word ponder. Ponder on that for a while. Now let's take a look at this verse from a Hebraic perspective. But his need is in the teaching of the Lord, and in his teaching does he ponder day and night. Now, for those who are learning Hebrew, let's take a look at the words of this verse, and we'll break them down and kind of take a look at them. First of all, let's read it. Ki'im b'torat Yahweh cheftso, uv torato yegeh, yomam v'layla. The first word is the word ki. Now, this word means because or for or something to that effect. The next word is im. This word means if. If we put these two words together, ki'im, we could translate it as for if, but it's a construct phrase that we would translate into English as but. Here we have the word Torah, but notice that it's written as Torat. Whenever a feminine word that ends with the he is in the construct state, the he is changed to a tav. So, teaching is Torah, but teaching of is Torat. And we also have the prefix ba, which means in. So, in the teaching of. Then we have Yahweh, the name. Here we have the noun chafetz, meaning desire or need, with the o suffix, meaning need of him or his need. Here again we have the word Torah, but in the construct state, Torat, with the suffix o, the letter vav, meaning the teaching of him or his teaching. It includes the letter bet as a prefix, meaning in, and also the prefix letter vav, meaning and. So uv torato is and in his teaching. Here we have the verb hagah, which means to ponder. It has the prefix yod, which identifies the subject of the verb as third person masculine singular, he, and also in the imperfect tense, he ponders. Then we have the word yomam. This comes from the root yom, which means day. Yomam is daytime. And then we have the word layla, which means night, that has the prefix letter vav, which means and. So, looking at each of these words, we have for if, meaning but, in the Torah of Yahweh is his need. And in his teaching, he ponders daytime and night.